Hello, 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 and how are you today? Today I was meditating and praying, and a message came through, and I'd like to share that message with you. And it's something that I've dealt with many times in my life. And the first time I heard this was years and years ago. And while I know it, I still go deeper on it all the time, and I get a lot of chances to practice it, right? So I thought I'd share it with you. And that is about fear. How fear tries to stop us, okay? How fear is a liar. Now, I'm not talking about that fear, that you get, let's say, if a grizzly bear is chasing you, right? Like it's like, don't fail me now, right? But yeah, actually don't run from a grizzly bear because they'll just chase you harder. So, but I'm talking about that fear that you feel deep inside when you are opening up or when you get the opportunity to open up, either, in a relationship or an opportunity, step out, be yourself, and you really want to shine, you really want to be yourself, you really want to accept and receive that love or that opportunity, whatever it is that's coming up for you. Maybe it's a job or something. And then, you really want to open that up, and then that fear just comes in and squashes it. That fear comes in and tells you you're not good enough. That fear comes in and says it'll happen just like it happened before. That fear comes in and it says, stop, you're not worthy of this. You can't do this. You're not good enough. Whatever it's telling you, right? And here's what I want to tell you, that fear lies, okay? Because you are a divine being. You are a divine being, which means that energy in you is divine. And fear is a very low vibration, and that high energy vibration is high. That's why it's called high energy. But the light being that's inside of you is light. It's not heavy. It's not negative, right? And so where that fear is coming from, it's locked in your mind somewhere. It's locked up in there in memories or in things that you've been taught, right? And it's a liar. It's a liar. It was a way to survive at that moment in time in your life, or whoever taught you that rule or whatever it was. It's locked up in that, okay? It's not your truth. That's why it feels scary. That's why it feels constrictive, and you feel very shut down when that happens. So I remember thinking, oh gosh, it was back in 1999, standing in my kitchen and thinking that, you know what, I could do the same thing I've always done, or I can, there's my phone vibrating, putting it back there. I could do the same thing I've always done and get what I've always gotten, right? Or I could step out and do something different. I could actually ignore fear and do the opposite of what it was trying to stop me from doing. And so I'm a bit of a rebel. So that's what I started to do. I would feel that fear just come in and whoom, like that, right? And I'd kind of peek my head out a little bit, and then I would do the opposite of what it was trying to stop me. And my life started changing in the most wonderful ways. I started doing things I'd never done. I opened up my life to people that I never would have before. I opened up opportunities for me. And this allowed me to grow, right? It allowed me to heal and to continue on that healing journey, of growth for me. So, whatever fear it is that you're feeling, take a look at it. Is it rational? Really? If it's trying to stop you from going and asking, your boss for a raise, if it's trying to stop you from going and getting that job you want, that relationship you want, from telling somebody that you love them, what's there to be fearful of? It's your truth. You deserve more. You really do. You deserve more. You're a divine being. You deserve all the divine goodness that has been stored up for you. Okay? You really do. It's time to step into that treasure trove of that amazing being that you are, and kick fear to the side, right? It's actually a choice that we make to live in fear. It really is. Like I said, I was standing in my kitchen, and I actually thought I would turn to the left, like physically turn to the left, and I would say, if I've done what I've always done, I'll get what I've always gotten. But if I do the opposite, what could happen? The possibilities are endless, right? And so I looked fear in the face, and I said, no, I'm not listening to you anymore. No more. No more is fear going to control my life, right? And I decided to go the opposite way. Now, granted, at first, it was a little hard. I had to keep making that decision. And I'm not saying that fear doesn't hit me now, because it does. It's a little yappy voice in me now, right? And I know not to listen to it. And I'm telling you, great things happen for you when you listen to your faith, when you listen to that alignment, that source within you, instead of when you listen to fear. Okay. So I had brought out my deck just to pull some cards here. Oh, that's interesting. Wow. Okay. Well, I was going to shuffle, and I'm still going to shuffle, although 2 cards just fell out. So, but I'm going to shuffle so I can cut the deck and just read a few cards as they come up, because it might speak to you today on your fears. Okay. So the first one of the ones that fell out, by the way, this is the 2 of Swords. And if you look at, she's all tied up. Where's my pen? She's all tied up here in her fears and stuff, and constricted, and she can't even see because the fear is just keeping her all tied up, right? And she may be even going like, hey, 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 What she really needs to do is grab those strings and have them unattached, I like ravens. I was like, I don't think those ravens really want to be tying her up anyways, but I want to set her free when she pulls on those strings herself. But your fears, they're not real. There's something that we make up. There's something that we make up that we have flying around us. There's something that we make up, and they're just attached by a thin little thread, right? And that thin little thread is the belief that we need to believe them. So what happens if you were to believe in faith instead of fear? What happens if there were no strings to those fears? Well, I'll tell you what happens. I'll show you with that second card that came out. In comes this massive Knight of Wands energy. Now, this is incredible masculine energy, okay? And masculine energy is all about logic thought. If you can see here, this is not very logic thought. This is torment, right? This is logic thought. He knows what he wants. He's coming out of the darkness. You see the darkness on his shirt here? There's a chameleon on his shirt, so he's coming out and changing and shifting as he goes. He's holding a torch. Might even be holding a torch for you. That might be speaking to somebody here. But look at his direct gaze. He knows what he wants, and he's coming. He's got the strength of a lion. Lots of masculine energy on this card. And that is all about logic thought. It's all about clear thinking. The divine masculine. I'm not talking about toxic masculine or neutral masculine or anything, but the divine masculine is all about logic thought, right? Logic thought doesn't listen to fear, does it? Right? It knows that fear lies. So here he comes, confident, ready. He's coming. He's coming. Whatever that is that you're wanting, you've been manifesting, you've been praying on, you've been meditating on, it's there for you. Just step out. Step out of agreement with the fear. Okay? Wow, I feel like those cards really said it all, and those were the ones that jumped out. I'm still going to split the deck, though. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. Whew. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. Okay, well, they just keep coming. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, so the first one, I was having a cardgasm there. Did you see that? Cardgasm. I cracked myself up. All right, so the first one is the Death and Rebirth card. So what happens when you decide to come out of agreement with your fears? You die to them, right? Your fears die and you get reborn again. And look what ends up happening. This person's covered up, right? But this truth is exploding out of them, right? They're being reborn. So that's what happens when you come out of agreement. The next thing that happens, 10 of Wands, and on this card, I'm an intuitive card reader, by the way. I mean, I know the definitions of each card, but in this case, you're walking away. You're walking away from all of that stuff that was a problem for you, that big mountain of issues, of fears, the big mountain that you made for yourself. You're walking away, and you're taking, your healthy belongings with you, the things that you need to survive. So the love, the faith, you're gonna walk away from all of that. When you walk away from fear, What happens? Look at, we have another king card. So King of Wands, King of Pentacles, what ends up happening, that card with the lion on it was the King of Wands, right? Healthy, divine, masculine thinking, logical thinking, getting rid of the fears out of your head brings in the logic. You have a sound mind, by the way, right? You have a sound mind. So what happens? The King of Pentacles happens. This is another healthy, divine, masculine. His thoughts are clear. He's laid back, look at that. The pentacle, it represents like money, opportunities, whatever he wants. It's just sitting there. It's going to roll down into him even. He's supported. He's got a companion there. Like, he's just chill. He's chill. Like, there's no fears around him. Ace of Pentacles, which means new beginnings. You can see this person's hands are dirty. It's like they've been digging in the soil, right? They've been planting and planting and planting and planting. But you see, when you're planting and planting and planting and planting, yet you're giving into your fears, nothing can grow. I had a mentor once tell me, he said, tender dreams do not grow in toxic soil. Tender dreams do not grow in toxic soil. So, this card really speaks to me. This person has been working it, planting, and nothing's been coming out because all they've been feeding their seeds with is fear. And once they get rid of fear out of their lives, or they decide to not listen to it, they decide to not feed the fears, they decide to not entertain the fears, that fear is a liar, and they're not going to do that anymore. Look what happens. Something starts to grow. Look at the roots going down. And they have this new opportunity here. New opportunity coming in for you. Be it whatever you've been praying on, meditating on. Wish fulfillment. Throwing everything up in the air. The Nine of Cups. Wish fulfillment. All of these issues, all of everything, just throwing them up in the air and just... Here it comes, baby. Wish fulfillment, everything you've been wishing for, because you went, I'm not going to listen to fear anymore. Okay? I'm not going to entertain that anymore. I'm going to go on to new horizons. I'm going to make new horizons and follow my heart, my dreams, and not listen to that liar anymore. I'm a mom of 4, so now that saying comes into my mind: liar, liar, pants on fire. That's what fears do to us, right? They keep us constricted. So it's time to quit listening to them. Okay? The ones that try and stop you from being the best you, living the best life that you have. And I want you to know something. I believe in you. Okay? I truly do. I believe in you. We may have never met, but I am trusting that this message is getting to the right person today. And whoever this message receives it, whoever this message is for, I hope that it helps you and it builds you up. And I believe in you. All right? You have a wonderful day and you take care. I'll see you on the next one.